Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who teach 100% truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Raya back with another one from GMS Detroit. And yeah, y'all have this article. It's from the MSN News, and it's from, I believe, Seeking Alpha. But it says supply shock coming as last oil tankers leaving Hormuz before Iran war to unload in the next few days, right? And I wanted to read this to you all just so y'all know that what we have been saying here at GMS, that the famine that's coming here is for certain, right? It says supply shocks coming at last. Oil tankers leave Hormuz before Iran war to unload in the next few days. It says the final oil tankers to traverse the Strait of Hormuz before the outbreak of the Iran war are set to reach refineries by April 20th. A pivotal moment that analysts warn could begin physical shortages in Europe and the US within weeks, right? Physical shortages like your food, your supplies, all of these different things, right? Now, one thing I need you all to consider, right? We all work and stuff here in Babylon the Great, right? Your jobs. Now, some of us work in the health fields, some work in the food fields, some work in, like, the restaurant fields, and some work in other like shipments, well, Salakia, not shipments, but other like plants, and these different places that get a lot of shipment in order for you to either manufacture or for you to produce whatever things that you're producing at your job, right? If those things can't make it to your job, how long do you think you're gonna have a job, right? So with me, for example, I work in the dining industry, right? At a food restaurant and all that. And it came across me. Now, I already thought about this, but it really came across me last week when we had ran out of like gloves and different things that we needed at the job, like what would you call it, like detergents and stuff like that to clean the different silverware and plates and all this other stuff that we have at the job. And it hit me like, yo, what if, not what if, but there's going to come a time where there's no shipment going to be coming in, right? And if we don't have those supplies to clean the dishes or clean, the things that we need to clean there, then it's going to become an unsanitary place, which, an inspector is going to come in and inspect this place, and it'll either get closed down that way, or even the supply of food that they need shipped there will not make it there, which they will be, low in that, and then they'll have to raise their prices, which will ultimately cause for them not to make any money because people aren't going to be paying, you know, that type of money, especially when the economy is about to collapse and go through what it's about to go through right now anyway, right? So it just kind of made me, um, consider, like, because we always consider, we always understand and know, but to see it like unfolding, because I was just like, man, this place will go down very quick. It will go down in a day, 2 days. The place I work at will go down in 2 days, right? The amount of food that they carry in there, I think they probably carry about 2 to 3 days worth of food in there. But after one day, something is going to be out. After 2 days, a lot of it going to be out, and after 3 days, it'll be just completely, you know what I mean, ran through. So, and then you got to think about it as well. The garbage, like people not thinking about sanitation, any of these different things. There's going to be so much pestilence happening here. Because imagine when the garbage men aren't coming to take your garbage out, right? The amount of oh man, pollution and just nastiness that's gonna be all over this place. You got to really prepare your spirit for this. All right. You know, we get a little laxed here in Babylon the Great due to the system that they have in place. As far as they have a garbage man come do that, they got street sweepers come and they sweep the streets, do all these different things and all that. But what happens when they don't have the gas to do so? Or what happens when all of those things are don't come, like when bulk pickup, they come and you know how people throw trash in front of the yards and all that. It's gonna look like, man, yo, we used to talk shit about what's the name of it? I just lost it too. It's a part, it's an area in Detroit where everybody always everybody always talks shit about it. They're like, yeah, man, it ain't bad as this place right here. I can't even think of it right now. It's just left me, but things are going to get bad. So let me just read this. It says the final oil tankers to traverse the Strait of Hormuz before the outbreak of the Iran war are set to reach refineries by April the 20th. A pivotal moment that analysts warn could begin physical shortages in Europe and the US within weeks. The Financial Times reported Monday most pre-war deliveries to Asia, which sources 80% of its crude from the Middle East, right? So Asia about to be fucked up. Stopped around April 1st. Oh, Asia probably already fucked up, right? Although at least one cargo of Iraqi oil to Malaysia is expected to land this week, right? While the last pre-war deliveries to the U.S. are set to end this week. Those to Africa had landed by April the 10th. And look, DJT, him setting up right there, he could possibly steal all that oil that's going to these different countries, and he might steal the military might steal it and send it on over here, right? While he's sitting up here playing and saying that we don't need their oil, we don't need any of it, we have our own, and he be talking all this stupid shit. He be saying, man, it's about to be pure famine here. And Denmark received its last jet fuel cargo from Kuwait over the weekend, according to analysts at JP Morgan. Signs of strain in the physical market have emerged in recent days, right? In recent days, so like, yeah, I kind of lost where I was at. Oh, in recent days, with prices for cargoes for immediate delivery soaring well above future contracts, right? The North Sea's 40s blend surged to a record 148.87 BBL. All right. Let's see. What does this BBL mean? Well, actually, let me not search that. They'll pull something else up. On Monday, Reuters reported a highly usually large premium over the price of Brent crude futures, which are trading at $100 of, I guess this is barrel. Right, but that reflects refiners' desperation to secure supplies. The supply shock is already causing hardships in countries that are heavily independent on energy imports from the Middle East, such as the Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam. The last pre-war deliveries coincide with the U.S. impositions of a naval embargo on the Strait of Hormuz, aimed at vessels arriving at or leaving Iranian ports, which could choke off the main source of Iranian revenue. The move prompted tanker owners to say they would hesitate before sending new vessels through the choke point. But the thing is about this, what Babylon the Great is doing, what America is doing, is foolish for them, because now they're causing any allies that they had that's receiving oil from this this that has to come through here is going to become an enemy to them very soon, very quick. And this is going to escalate everything. Everybody's going to get involved now because you're going to cause collapse in all of their economy, all of the places that they are at. There's going to be a collapse there, right? So let's watch this video. Matter of fact, yeah, let's watch this video. It says crude oil futures rose Monday but settled well off earlier highs following reports that the U.S. and Iran still aim to reach an agreement even after talks broke down over the weekend. Look, it ain't no peace. Every time they say peace, it's never peace. Salakia.
Are shut down now, even though not legally been shut down. There's no shipping going through it.
Salakia, y'all.
I'm trying to figure out up to 2 ships a day.
What's going on with this? Hold on. It's almost like it only got one volume set and you can put this on.
Through the Straits of Hormuz. And while that's going on, the U.S. is escalating its strikes on the islands and the mainland of Iran. Let's begin with the Strait of Hormuz. Here we have an example of what happens to ships that don't follow Iran's instructions, the RGC instructions. If they try to run the route, if they try to run the strait, there's a high chance that they get hit. A couple have actually made it through. There's some Greek tankers that just ran it at the very beginning of the conflict, and those guys are brave as hell. But ships like this regional tanker, small tanker called Safin Prestige did not make it and was hit by something. There was reports that it was a drone, some reports that it was a sea mine. From this picture, I can't tell, other than that it was successfully hit. So we're going from pre-war about 120 ships per day coming through to now maybe 1 or 2 if Iran selects them to go through their special northern route, also called a Q route. Now, I'll update on the Safin Prestige, who at last time of I checked, which was just 2 days ago, it's still floating, so it's not sunk, but it is damaged. This regional tanker takes a very short hop from inside the Persian Gulf to just outside the Persian Gulf, where it just transports product through the Straits of Hormuz and back again from the UAE to Oman and then back to the UAE. I think there's a...
All right. So we're going to get You'll get 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 22. And it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And, this is going to be, this is going to be a straight famine for all these people, right? It's going to be straight up famine, right? Because the things that was once there accessible for you will no longer be accessible. All right. So with that, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Shemar Kakwadash. Shalom, y'all. On to the next one.